So,
I was. I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
how sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Silus? If you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm? I must admit that a conversation with an imbecile may be far worse than the kind of torture I was in. But Of course. All you had to do was ask. Let's see. I know that you're a brainless cretin. I know that you're wasting your time. I know the lieutenant is going to be disappointed in you. And I know that by this time next month, the streets of New Vegas will be decorated with the decaying heads of NCR soldiers. Is there anything else you wanted to know? I can take anything.
Report halting individuals moving around Hidden Valley after dusk, but have been unable to identify them due to low visibility. In other news, the influx of displaced residents into the refugee camp at Bitter Springs has caused a strain on rations there. NCR officials are asking for donations. Whoa! This program was brought to you by Gamora. Gamora. It'll be our secret. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Whoa!
All right, you can stop for a sec. Whoa, easy there. You're supposed to rough him up a little, not kill him. Why don't you step outside a minute? Let off some steam. Nice job. I think my friend doesn't like you, Silus. I don't know how much longer I can keep her under control.
You think this'll make me talk? A beating? This is the best you can do?
Not just any beating, Silus. A savage beating. A beating that you'll be reminded of every time you feel pain from now on. When my friend's done with you, you won't have any of your teeth left. You'll be drinking your food through a straw. Your ribs will never heal properly, and it will hurt every time you breathe. It'll be like your collars, Silus. Impossible to forget.
Go to hell.
Huh. Not the sort of wit I've come to expect from you, Silus.
You're getting nothing from me.
I'm getting entertainment. That's something. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna spill your guts to me? Or am I gonna let my friend the Maniac back in here for some playtime? Silus. Silent treatment, huh? Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you. Oh, and let me check you for weapons one more time. For your safety as well as his.
Had enough!
Let's finish this up, then we can talk.
You like that? Enough, this is pointless. I'm dead to the Legion either way, I'll tell you what I know. But you should know that Caesar has always kept his own counsel. He never reveals anything that would make him vulnerable. My knowledge will not prevent the inevitable. Something is wrong with Caesar. Something he is attempting to hide from his men. For 3 days we awaited his order to dispatch us. 3 days. But he hid in his tent. He looks different now than he used to. His face... There is one other thing that may interest you. I know that Caesar has planted a spy here. Every night, details of NCR troop movements are broadcast from a radio on this base to Caesar's camp. The spy has been here a long time, since before the entire conflict began. He's an officer. If I knew who he was, I would tell you. If I escape and he's alive to report it, the Legion would hunt me down. But like I said, none of this information will change the outcome for...
That was fun to watch. I'd have you do it again, but I'd probably get in trouble. This'll do the NCR a lot of good, so you should be proud. Here's the standard fee. Plus I threw in the price of a good show on the strip. That's from me personally. You can beat up my prisoners anytime. Not big on reading name tags, huh? You're back.
Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly it was time. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet barely ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have won.
You're back.
But he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
Enough, this is pointless. Get away from me.
That was fun to... Here...
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
To the town of Alfredo, the stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, ranger wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held a breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play.
Yep, I'm still here. Shit, I got nothing better to do, right? The rapist with the flamethrower? Yeah, that's a combination I stay the fuck away from. I was stalking him for a while. Real good at that. Watching people from where they can't see me, you know? Only one thing I learned about that asshole. Keeps a bunch of Brahmins. Most of them he roasts whenever he feels like it. But there's one. Must be his pet or some shit. Doesn't let anybody near that Brahmin. Somebody puts a bullet in her, I bet. Might make him careless, too. Hey.
Hello. What can I do for you?
big iron on his head.
Hey, girl. You need... The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? Look, I don't need a head doctor. You don't see the others crying about every... Yeah.
Howdy. What brings you... It's a pride thing with her, and totally unnecessary. I mean, look at me. I was bitter, but if I kept my mouth shut, the NCR would have discharged me and sent me home. Instead, I asked if there was still a place for me. Had to prove I could still handle a gun alongside all the recruits. Look at me now. First recon and still going strong. We won't go quiet. Legion can count on that. Hello. You remember me, right? Oh, but because of what that fuck Cook did? Well, it's not the same thing, but the doc has a clinic north of here. Can't miss it. You should...
Didn't think you'd be back. Ten of Spades really ought to keep his mouth shut, but he's right. It helped. A little. Well, more than... All right.
Hey, girl. You need something from me? This was none of their business. Or yours.
This is Radio New Vegas, and I'm your host, Mr. New Vegas. And in case you're wondering if you've come to the right place...
I always wondered about that. First Recon is elite, but the Rangers... I can't imagine what... I'm guessing the other two had similar things to say. You can tell the lieutenant that I caved, and... thanks.
For outcasts, more
Yeah.
for weirdos. Also, tensions are brewing in Freeside between the ruling
We
gang
won't go
known as the
quiet.
Kings
The Legion
and
can
the
count on
large
that.
number of NCR squatters seeking refuge.
What can I do for you?
The leader of the Kings, who would only identify himself...
Yes, the others in the squad said you'd come to them about her. It's a start, but let's hope she... I'm afraid she'll ditch Usanagi early if she feels it's taking too long. She won't want to look bad in the eyes of the... Do me a favor and let Usanagi know
And that's the news. In New Vegas, we know the pain that numbers can bring us. Well, so does Guy Mitchell, who's got heartaches by the number.
You can't help but notice that the Brotherhood barely exists to these people out here. We just don't adapt like we should. Used to be that all you needed to get your way was a suit of power armor and a laser rifle. Now, people are armed and organized. They're not afraid. But we still stick to our old approach because it's all we know. I think you're right. We're getting desperate. Hardly enough people to sustain ourselves as a chapter. They'll see the light. But I get the feeling if I don't take matters into my own hands... It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my... What do you want to know? Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology. Energy weapons and power armor are usually tops on our list, although I appreciate anything that's vintage. But that all seems so limited now. We haven't grown or adapted. More sexual favors than I can even count. I am still tired from it. No, actually, you're born into it. My parents, their parents, so on. When you're young, you can choose to leave, but we don't take on new members, really. You can do the math on our long-term prospects based on that point. I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries... The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188. But I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices... Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide. It documents our history, too. Part of what scribes like me do is update it. I wonder... Nah, they'd probably catch it if I rewrote the Founder's Axioms. No. We only protect people from themselves, and only in the sense that we don't let them have the really good... And sometimes it's more like we protect ourselves from them and hope to outlive them and become... We've had people go rogue, though, and start helping people. One chapter had a small civil war over it. We take our isolationism seriously.
You know they say that no news is good news, but I think my program would be awfully dull.
He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent... I'm a procurement specialist. I called them family before. That's not far off. Both the good and the bad. It's like a big... There's people you love, people you'll never speak to again, and it's always awkward.
Johnny Guitar. What if you go? What if you stay? I love you. What if you're cruel? You can be kind. I know.
about time to get you some news. Caesar's Legion continues to fortify its position in Nelson, where it remains a constant concern for Camp Forlorn Hope and the nearby town of Novad. Also in the headlines, residents and squatters in Freeside are overjoyed after waking to discover that the area is being supplied with electricity from an unknown source. Today's headlines were brought to you by Prem. Prem, the other New Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song goes out from me to you.
Sleep, go to sleep. Just lay down your weary head. Dream sweetly, dream. Dream about tomorrow, sleep, go to
It was early in the morning when he rode into town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swift swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Texas red is not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped, and the Ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
It's on now! Oh, shit!
Does jumping at them with my fists count as ranged? Fine. Uh-oh. Come on! Spare some ammo?
Ask me a lot if there's a Mrs. New Vegas. Well, of course there is. You're her. And you're still as perfect as the day we met. If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment. Several unidentified aircraft were spotted flying over the RepCon test site by a local crackpot. He spoke to a toy mirror near one of our microphones. It's ghouls, I tell you. Religious ghouls in rockets looking for a land to call their own. Don't you laugh at me. I know a spell that'll make you show your true form. Cave Rat taught it to me. In other news, the Black Mountain radio signal is back after a long absence. Listeners say the new programming is, quote, less for outcasts, more for weirdos. That news was brought to you by the Tops Casino. You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. In New Vegas, we know the pain that numbers can bring us. Well, so does Guy Mitchell, who's got heartaches by the number.
I see you're still alive. That right? God damn it. That's Violet, all right. Here, this is the bounty I put on her head. It's yours. Think you can take down another one? You killed another one. Let me have a look at the head. Well, well, well. Driver Nephi. Nothing to say, you son of a bitch. Lost a lot of good men to this psychopath. Morale's gonna be better now that he's gone. Here's the bounty I promised. I guess we can send First Recon down to Camp Forlorn Hope. They need all the help they can get there. That's 2 psychopaths dead. If you can bring down the 3rd, there's a bonus in it for you. If that's true, that'd be the last of them. Yeah, that's Cook. Ugh, did he always smell like this, even before he was dead? And the fiends let this guy touch their food? Well, this is payback for at least one of my troopers. She'll be glad to know he's dead. Here's your caps. You've been one hell of a stroke of good luck, you know that? Those 3 scumbags probably killed 20 NCR troopers. And you bring them down alone. Wish I had a few grunts as good as you. Damn good working with you.
What a pointless trip. Here I thought I'd get a shot at that. You killed him? Well, shit. Here I dreamed up this whole elaborate revenge fantasy. Didn't really think I'd do it, but as long as the tubby bastard was Here, I owe you. Take it and...
I've got news for you. Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in the ski lodge to the northwest. If you should find it, do not, repeat, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. In other news, patrons of the Ultralux are questioning whether its pricey restaurant, the Gourmand, is overstating the fullness of its wait list. Those who claim to have dined at the restaurant find the food appealing, but say many tables remain empty. We'll have more news for you at the top of the hour. More classics coming right up for you, so stay tuned.
Yippee-yay.
I go riding merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad to single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Lily Bell, oh, Lily Bell. Though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding.
Welcome to the New Vegas Medical Clinic. I'm a fully qualified physician and can fix whatever is wrong with you for a reason. If you've got the caps, I've also got several implants available to enhance your physical attributes. I have several basic implants available that can enhance your physical abilities, make you faster, smarter, stronger, that sort of thing. I've also got two much more expensive implants. One's a subdermal implant that will make you more resistant to damage. The other implant induces a mild regenerative effect. Your wounds will practically heal before your eyes. One other thing I forgot to mention. Your body may be able to handle only a limited number of implants. The healthier you are, the more implants I'll be able to give you. Now, what surgery are you considering?
Oh, I got spurs that jingle, jangle.
That would be the Nemean subdermal armor. It's a bit pricey, 8,000 caps, but the implant causes your skin cells to be... It won't make you bulletproof. That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, and the implant is very expensive. Mental trauma can be just as debilitating as physical injuries. Fortunately, I'm well qualified. Your injuries aren't... I have reserved a small part of my supplies for sale. The profits go directly to the purchase of additional supplies to help the
To the town of our Freer rode a stranger one fine
Take-
day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town.
I didn't know the Brotherhood had any people out here.
Riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Mrs. Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead, and he said it didn't matter that he was after.
Dr. Richards told me how you helped him with his missing supplies. It's unfortunate about... Dr. Richards said you did a good job. With the help you've given us, we're doing a little bit better, but we still have the Legion forces at Nelson to deal with. If we can retake Nelson, that will be a huge help to our efforts in...
20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron.
Not really, but we don't have much choice. If you help out more... Reports have the Legion forces...
It was time for them to meet.
Come back.
It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street.
Hello.
Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas red is not cleared leather.
It seems like for every Legion soldier we kill, 2 more take his place. How many of...
Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip.
Hey.
He tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. But he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
I've been seeing Usanagi, and things are better. I'm not so angry all the time, you know? Well,
Wish I'd gotten a bullet in that. All right.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
We are so fucked here. How can we ever hope to fight off the entire Legion? I heard you killed Driver Nefai. My...
Took some skills to bring down that fiend. Back already? What do you... Are you... Not really, but we don't have much... Reports have the Legion forces at... Excellent. Killing the Legion commanders in Nelson will severely cripple the Legion forces. Meet up with Sergeant Cooper just outside Nelson. Howdy. What brings you back? Controlling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to me, Mr. New Vegas, and you look extraordinarily beautiful right now. Here are our top stories. Traders from California are being turned away from Mojave Outpost where the NCR is concerned about dangers along Nipton Highway and I-15. In other news, citizens
Watch
of
out.
Outer Vegas are flocking to the Strip in droves amid a wave of terror caused by a band of raiders known as the Fiends. Those who can afford passports are saying the added security is well worth the price of admission. That news
What was that?
was brought to you by the Tops Casino. You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. Gonna play a song for you right now, and it's about that special someone you find only once in a blue moon.
Might as well be throwing rocks. Come on! Spare some ammo?
Anybody there?
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
Who's there?
If you're heading out, be careful. There's been lots of Legion raiding parties around lately. No time to talk. I have to keep watch for Legion raiding parties.